This Minute with Mary. I want to know, what do you like to do on a rainy day? It is super rainy here in Rhode Island. It's gorgeous though, I gotta say. You know, we've got all of the autumnal leaves blowing in the gentle wind, sometimes falling down when the raindrops come on. And when it is rainy, I like to, I love to read. I love to read when it's raining. But another thing that I love to do is I love to clean because I can't really go outside and do awfully too much. And if you know me, you know that cleaning is not my thing at all. That's the furthest thing from me, aside from when I have to do it because it's my kids. It's just not my strong suit. It's not one of my superpowers. But when it is cold and rainy and I can put on an audiobook and I can kind of clean as I go, I don't know, I love it. I put on some nice scents in my house so that way I can have a nice smell to it, and it just feels nice and cozy. Like, I just want to make it cozy, I guess, is really what it comes down to when it's a rainy day. So do me a favor, let me know in the comments what you like to do on a rainy day. My computer, there we go. I would love to hear how you spend your rainy day. So I am currently getting ready for Pokemon Club. yes, it is true. Pokemon Club at my library, and it's going to be amazing and it's going to be awesome. But I want to put a little bit of makeup on because I have been relaxing and recouping from our outstanding trip in Florida last week. But yeah, I'm taking my kids to Pokemon Club at the library, so I want to put a little bit of makeup on. My hair, it's not going to be a hair day. It is a high ponytail, embracing the humidity. I had some fun curls in it yesterday because we had a family photo session. My hair is not going to be my goal. It is going to be some makeup. So do me a favor, put a hashtag hello lovely. That's the way to wave, say a little hello, of course. I am going to drop a link of all of the products that I used in today's look right in the comments below. And we're going to get things started. So I already have put on my face primer. I'm using mattifying face primer. This is great for large pores. If you have oily skin, a lot of fine lines, basically a lot of texture or oil, this is going to create a really seamless and smooth canvas for your makeup to go on. It is suitable for all skin types, and particularly for those of you who want to have more of a matte finish. When the seasons change, our skin type changes a little bit, okay? It's just adjusting. It's an adjusting period. Have you noticed that for your skin? Let me know. My skin is typically normal, but at this time of year, it can sometimes vary. It can get a little dry, it can get a little oily, and I just want to make sure that I am embracing whatever it needs right now as the seasons change. So I did put on a little bit of Prime and Set spray, taking care of that, and I am going to go in first with my eyes. I'm going to be using my limited edition brand new Addiction Shadow Palette number 9. This is great, beautiful, cool toned colors, really nice and neutral. I love these. It is included inside that link. You can just go tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row, sideways, diagonal, up and down. Basically, we've made it really easy for you to have eyeshadow success. So this is the one I'm going to be working on today. I am going to start things off with some eye primer because, as I said, my skin has gotten a little oily for the seasons changing. These eyeshadows do have some eye primer infused in them, but if you have hooded eyes or creasy eyes or oily eyes, a little bit of eye primer is going to be your saving grace. So you just kind of pat that on and let it set a little bit. Tara Noel says that on rainy days she likes to cozy up with a nice warm drink and a comfy blanket and binge and watch Harry Potter. That a girl. Oh my gosh, I love it. Sounds like a Hufflepuff to me. So for those of you who like to be cozy on rainy days, if you like to have a nice warm drink, I wanted to let you know that this Wednesday I'm actually hosting a little get-together virtually for 20 minutes at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time that is for you, you just, you figure it out. So it's, what is that, 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, look, I am figuring it all out, and 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is going to be a fun little 20-minute session where you can learn more about my products and what I do and the organization that I support, and it's just a fun little thing. And as a thank you for hanging out with me for 20 minutes, I'm going to actually start and use this kind of beigey color right here to set my eyelid. When you hang out with me, I'm going to give you a thank you, and send you a Starbucks or Dunkin' virtual gift card so we can have coffee or tea or hot chocolate, or my personal favorite at Starbucks, it's the caramel apple cider. Oh, so good. I'm going to send that to you. I'm going to send that to you for taking some time to hang out with me. It's honestly just 20 minutes, no strings attached. And if you would like to hang out with me this Wednesday, and you want to get a little coffee card from me as a thank you for your 20 minutes of time, just write the word coffee below. Coffee. Let's see if you can write it the way I say it. Coffee or coffee or tea, whatever it is that you like to drink, you write that down below in these comments, and I am going to send you some information and also get what you like to drink so we can get that set up. And the cool thing is this meeting doesn't need your camera on. You do not need to talk. You do not need to do anything. It's just something that you can kind of sit on and watch along with me. Hi Christina, how are you? Hey Rachel, thanks so much for the hashtag hello lovely. Friends, tell me what you like to do on rainy days. Katie says it's 12 p.m. in Southern California. That's amazing, Katie. Tara Noel says it's my favorite as well, the caramel apple cider. I love it. Katie, awesome. I'll be sending you a message. So once again, if you are free on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's 4 p.m. Pacific and anywhere in between, if you're free for 20 minutes, I want to hang out with you. I'm going to treat you to coffee wherever. If it's Dunkin' or Starbucks, I'm going to send you an electronic coffee card. And what I will be sharing with you is a little bit about my company and the organization, the nonprofit that we support to help women who are adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse, talk about the cool makeup that I have, and just have a little bit of fun for 20 minutes. You can be in your jammies, drinking your hot apple cider, caramel hot apple cider that I have gifted you. But all you need to do, drop below, is the word coffee, and I will message you and get things rolling to hang out on Wednesday. All right, so I just laid down this shade right here. It's called, is that Modern? Yes, this shade right here is called Modern. So that's what I laid down as a base on my eyelid. And now I'm going to go in with what's called a transition shade. So transition shades, this is like basic level eyeshadows. Let me know, are you a 1, meaning you don't know how to do anything with eyeshadow? A 2, where you're like, I can do like 1 or 2 looks, or a 3, where you're like a makeup diva. Let me know which one of those you are in the comments below. This is going to be great for especially those 1s and 2s. So I laid down a base shade that also set that eye primer, so the makeup isn't going anywhere. Once again, it's raining. I just want extra grip. I need extra grip with my face being a little oily this time of year. And now I'm going to do a transition shade. So the transition shade is in your crease and a little bit around, and sometimes a little in that outer V. What's great is when you just do a transition shade, that's all you need to do. Like, it could literally be a one and done eyeshadow look and you are good to go. You are going to want to use some kind of a fluffier brush. So this is my blending brush. This is my fluffy crease brush. I love them both, and I am going to actually start with my fluffy brush because my fluffy blending brush, it's my favorite. Hi Juanita, thank you so much. And Sandy, you're saying coffee. Thank you so much. I would love to have you there. Rachel says, how are you feeling after your Disney trip? Have you and Blake watched the Rings of Power finale yet? Oh my goodness. Yay, I love it. And Katie says she's a 1, so this is perfect for you, Katie. I'm feeling exhausted, but very, very happy, Rachel. Taking this blending brush right here. So the cool thing, by the way, with these palettes is that, as I said, it's kind of like tic-tac-toe. You just go whichever way you want. And so earlier this week, I did these 3. I was debating if I should do these 3 right here, but honestly, I think I'm going to go and have some fun with color. So I've already laid down this shade as my base all over my lid just to set things. And now I'm going to go and do a transition. I am going to go in with this kind of purpley shade right here. It does have a bit of a shimmer aspect to it. Normally, I choose a matte shade for my transition shades. Normally it's a light matte, but I want to see how this one goes, and I'm taking this fluffy crease brush right here. So I'm exhausted. Our trip to Disney and Universal was so incredibly fun. You can see I'm just doing a windshield wiper back and forth right where that crease is and a little bit above, and this is really going to dispense the product beautifully on that eyelid, nice and blended out, especially because I'm using a fluffy brush. when you apply more shimmery kind of metallic eyeshadows, but with a fluffier brush, it's not going to be super, super shiny. So that's why I thought I could rock this. I want to have some purple to kind of bring out the purple in my sweater. So Disney, amazing. My kids were rock stars. Like, they blew me away. They blew my expectations of how they would act in the parks and behave on a very, very long and physically demanding trip. They blew my expectations out of the water. I am so proud of them. Of course, my little lass is 7, my little lad is 9. And we went on a Tuesday, and then my little lass had to perform on Sunday. So think about that. All those days in the park, staying up late, watching fireworks. It was crazy. But they were so, so good. So, Rachel said, is it just me or is that palette getting Middle Earth vibes? I think you're totally right on that, Rachel. So this is just the transition. Okay, nice and light in and around the crease. And the great thing is that with a transition shade, you could just go out the door like that. That's how you know you've blended it enough. You want it to be nice, light, kind of just chilling out around that crease. If you want to bring it up like I do, because I have a bit of a saggy eyelid, you can bring it up. You can bring it a little down to your lower lid. And the transition shade looks good by itself. So I'm going to go do this one right here. So yeah, the kids were awesome. We started off the first day at Hollywood Studios, so that's where all the Star Wars stuff is. Blake had like a religious experience seeing the Millennium Falcon in real life. The rides there were insane. We did not really hang out in anywhere else of Hollywood Studio. We really kind of focused in on the Star Wars stuff and did what we did there. I'm trying to think if there was anything else really big that we did there. I mean, that was the star of the show, I gotta be honest with you. What they have accomplished in that park to make you honestly feel like you're immersed in the universe of Star Wars, it's outstanding. So the rides, they were really fun. The kids had a blast. And then the next day, I'm going to switch brushes. Remember how I had that fluffy crease brush a little bit denser? I'm going to go in the same color, but now I'm going to make like a 7 or a V and kind of deepen it up a little bit. When you use a more condensed bristled brush, it's going to be a bit darker, a bit more saturated. So same color right there. I'm going to use the same color as my transition shade, but just kind of bring it a little smaller. You're going to think of like a rainbow, and you know how the purple is the smallest one. So as we move with darker shades and more saturated shades, we're getting to smaller areas that we're taking up on our face. So the lighter shades take up more room, and then we're working into smaller segments. So on the next day, we started off the morning in the Magic Kingdom. And then in the afternoon, we went back to the hotel, hung out there. We stayed at Disney's Port Orleans Riverside, which is meant to be like a bayou. Like we stayed in this place called the Alligator Bayou, so very much like Tiana, Princess and the Frog, Louisiana vibes. And it was so, so, so fun. It was just really pretty. We ate there. It was very delicious food. Like I will gladly go back there and eat again. Swam in the pool, and then we went that night to Epcot. And I will tell you that of all the places that we went in Orlando, that's the place that I need to go back to for sure, because we didn't gauge how long we were going to be swimming and relaxing, and I still have all of my long COVID issues, so I really needed to make sure that I was pacing myself. And we didn't get enough time at Epcot. So we didn't ride any rides. We just kind of like walked around, and we did have dinner there so that way we could watch the Harmonious show, which is their spectacular lights, water, kind of fire show. So it was super, super cool. Rachel said that I'm overjoyed. Oh, in case you're wondering what I did. So I just kind of deepened it up, and I'm going back with that original blending brush just to make sure that there's no areas that are harsh and kind of standing out. Now I will say, now that I've taken it up a notch to deepen it, this is where you go into more the level 2 of the eyeshadow situation. And the trick with eyeshadows is blending. Blend, 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 and I promise you it's gonna look a million times better. There's nothing like a Disney trip with your little, says Rachel. I know, I'm so excited. And Christine says she's been struggling with eyeshadows lately. Her eyes are so deep set now that any color in my crease makes my eyes look sunken in. No! Christina, you need to send me a picture so I can see what's been going on. Is it just like life and tired and it's changing your eyes? Do you think that it could be anything to do with hydration? I want to know about that. But so you're seeing if you put any color in your crease, How about if it's light? How about if you play with some light and stuff and you kind of reshape things, like you do the darker color up here, more on that eye socket bone to faux make your crease a little bit higher, like hooded eye tricks. Let me know your thoughts. So we've done the transition shade. We did kind of like a softer crease to deepen up that purple shade. Now I'm going to go in to finish up this tic-tac-toe with this gorgeous, like cool toned grayish blue. I'm really, really excited to see what this does. So I'm taking a crease brush. Look at the difference in size. So there was a fluffy crease brush and then a crease brush. Hopefully you can see. It looks like it was getting a little blurry. Come on. Hopefully you can see. And this I'm going to make now even in a smaller area. And I'm going to make a 7 or even like a V and then just kind of blend it in a little bit. And that's going to exaggerate this look a bit more. This is going to bring you to that definitely 2 area of your eyeshadow look. But this way of doing your eyeshadows you can do with all different colors. All right, so I'm going to dip into there. And then after we did our Epcot day, we woke up the next morning, went to Magic Kingdom again for the beginning part of the day, and then we spent the afternoon and evening in the Animal Kingdom. And I think we need to like rework it next time if we ever go and we do a park hopper situation, because the second park definitely gets the short end of the stick. You know, like our enthusiasm, our energy, it was just super different. So the one thing I wanted to do in the Animal Kingdom was go on the safari. But by the time we got there, it was so hot, and obviously the safari area is in Africa, in the Animal Kingdom, and just everything there was hot and really, really loud, and I was getting crabby. And when I get hot and crabby, oh no, I turn into like a whining child. I do not do well in heat. And there is no amount of Dole Whips or personal fans that can make me feel any better. And something happened on the safari where animals got in the way. Like animals, so we didn't even make the safari. We were supposed to be in line. And then I noticed that they had stopped. And they went over the loudspeaker, you know, saying that there's animals like herding on our path and we don't know when the next safari vehicles will be able to go, but we have to kind of pause things. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stand here in line all this time waiting for hopefully the safari to take place. So we saw some gorillas in like a little walking area. And then I said, I need to get out of Africa. Like, I just can't. I'm so hot here. So we did eat. We ate in the African restaurant. Which was really neat. There was a character meet and greet, but then we went over to Pandora, which is the Avatar area. That is insane. That is so, so cool. And we had just shown our kids Avatar the week before because we knew that we were going here. And that ride was insane. It was beautifully done, and it was my daughter's like first big ride, and it's more of like one of those computer rides where you sit on it and it's a screen. So happy. So we left that night, and the third day, so it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so then Saturday was a full day in the Magic Kingdom. And what I loved is that we were able to see like the nighttime stuff in every single park. So at Epcot, we watched the Harmonia show. At the Animal Kingdom, we watched the Tree of Life all light up. And then Saturday was going to be our big day at the Magic Kingdom. And somehow I scored last-minute tickets to have lunch at Beauty and the Beast Castle. Because I know people like wait by their computers to try to scoop these things up. And I'm just not one of those people that wakes up and knows what they're doing. Like, this was my first family vacation trip to Disney, so I didn't know what I was doing. So we just got reservations kind of wherever we could, and I just kept checking the app, thinking like, well, maybe we'll go somewhere different for lunch. And I just kind of kept changing things around, and what do you know, scored it. So that kind of was like our long break for the day. We did not leave. We did not pass go. We did not collect $200. We just stayed at the park, because we had this really long, relaxing lunch at Beauty and the Beast Castle, which is super cute. The food was okay, but the experience was great. And Christina says she loves that outer corner color. Thank you. Yeah, this color is called Shocked, and it's just like this like grayish blue, beautiful cool undertones, because I haven't had a lot of cool undertone eyeshadows. So this is the part of my eye that's super saggy, and if I just look down and apply it you know, in a V or 7 shape, that just gets sucked up. It just gets sucked up inside the crease, especially on this eye. This is my more saggy eye. It's because it's the side that I sleep on. So if you have a hood to your eye and you want it to pop a little bit more, you can just open your eye and look and see where you're doing it. I have my mirror over here, but you would just kind of like keep it open, and then that way you can kind of make sure, oh yeah, people will actually see where I'm applying this stuff, and then kind of fill it in. So it's still that same V or 7 shape. I'm just bringing it up a little higher because of the hood in my eye. And then after we had our Magic Kingdom day, on Sunday, my daughter performed at Disney Springs. So we got her all ready, all dressed and ready to go, and I dropped her off with the dance teachers, and she was the youngest one on the trip. They were all like, she's 7, so it was 7 through teenagers, and I just kind of had to trust. I had to blindly trust that I would get my child back at the end of the day. And she had an amazing time. Going in with that fluffy crease brush to just blend out the edges. I'm not trying to take this deep color everywhere, so I'm just gonna do little circles. When you windshield wiper swipe, it's going to blend the color beautifully, but when you do little circles, it still blends it, but keeps it more saturated. So I'm just gonna work in little circles to keep it where I want to, but having no harsh lines. So she, my 7-year-old was just on cloud 9. Like, she had an absolute blast. She was a ham on the stage. I shared one of the little videos, like just super proud, walking on stage, like she's marching on in, danced, big smiles. And I am thrilled for her because my son has always had things that he's loved. Like, always. It's been art and it's been dragons. Like, you ask people, oh, when he's 2, dragons. As soon as he started to draw more, art and dragons. And our little lass is just kind of like followed in suit, you know? She's never had her thing. She definitely likes certain stuff, but she hasn't been passionate about something, whether it's an activity, a fandom, anything. And I mean, she's a lovely child, but we just kind of felt bad. Like, what's her thing? This is probably her thing. I mean, she is just, I've never seen her glow with joy the way she did there. Gloria said she was so good and super cute. Yay, thank you, Gloria. All right, so this is what I've got so far going on that eyeshadow look. Once again, I used these 3 shades, and this would be kind of where you would stop for your level 2. And then if you went further into you know, growing with this eyeshadow look, you'd be moving into more that level 3. So remember, level 1, you don't feel comfortable at all with eyeshadows. Level 2, you can handle a couple of looks. And then level 3, you feel really confident. So I'm going to do one more thing to step this up if you would be ready for it. I will take a more densely packed, just your normal brush. This is called a deluxe brush. You can use a cream shadow brush, but basically you want it like really densely packed and having more of this rounded shape. Just going to make sure it's cleaned off. And then I'm going to pack on that purple shimmer shade. So I'm still working with the same colors, but by using different tools and different kind of bristle densities, I'm getting different shades and versions of the color. So that same purple shade that I used for my transition and I used for some of that outer V, I'm gonna go in now and I'm gonna pat it on my inner lid. So when you do this, you just kind of press it into the pan. Just kind of press it, tap it right over it, and now I'm going to pat. Oh, I love that I'm like looking at this in my mirrors over here. And I'm gonna go where that outer V kind of started, and I'm just patting it on. And I like to do my eyeshadows before my face makeup, just in case any of the eyeshadow falls down. I don't have to clean up my concealer and all that kind of stuff, especially when I'm working with darker shades like I am today. And I'm just patting this shimmer on. So you can see by using a more densely packed brush, I'm getting more of a shimmer aspect versus just kind of a maroon kind of shade. So after her dancing, we switched parks. We packed up all of our stuff, moved on over to Universal Studios, and went the next day to Harry Potter and the Wizarding World and had breakfast. We first had breakfast at the Leaky Cauldron, and then the next day we had breakfast at the Three Broomsticks. I bought this package that was like the Wizarding World package at Universal Studios. And it was just so cute. It came with a special lanyard that was good for Harry Potter fans. It came with a photo session where you kind of got like put on a green screen so your whole family could have their photos taken in front of the dragon or Diagon Alley. And then those 2 breakfasts. So one at the Leaky Cauldron and one at the Three Broomsticks. And that just kind of set the pace for the day. We did go to Jurassic Park, and my son just geeked out. I mean, dragons and dinosaurs are pretty much the same thing. So he was so happy, and we just had a blast. We had an absolute blast. Physically, it was demanding on me the whole trip. I was fortunate enough where I did get some actually like disability assistance. So the wait times and stuff didn't have to be the same for me, and I could go rest, and I like found shady spots and took some breathers because there's no way I could have made it without it. But it was outstanding. The whole trip was outstanding. All right, speaking of outstanding, I'm done with this eyeshadow look. And I want to tell you, when you do your eyeshadows and you get to that level 2 or that level 3 and you start to add in some dark shades and you haven't done the rest of your face yet, it looks bad. Like, I couldn't go out like this, right? If I just had that one eyeshadow on, I could have gone out. But at this point, I look ridiculous. So don't worry if you try eyeshadows out and you try something new and you haven't yet finished the look yet. Just trust the process and keep going. Keep on going. All right, so we're going to do some spray foundation today. Here we go. Oh, and I gotta get going. I'm just so excited and chatting with you all about Disney so much that I'm losing track of time. My son loves roller coasters, so I just shook up my spray foundation and you press it into your skin. You press and pat. This is a very, very lightweight foundation. And I'm just pressing that little sucker in. We just had so much fun. Absolutely so much fun. He rode the roller coasters. My daughter wanted to meet all the princesses, so it was a really nice mix of what they were interested in and what they wanted to do. We did go to Gaston's Tavern and had one of those giant cinnamon rolls. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I was very impressed. I had read this book that a friend had recommended to me about Disney and tips and tricks and all this kind of stuff. And it was such a godsend because it was able to tell me, like, these are the restaurants where you're honestly going to get great food. These are the rides that you want to ride at certain times of day because some wonderful nerds had been able to like figure out the park kind of flow, and it was just a really, really helpful book. So I was glad that I had that. Normally I'm kind of a roll by the seat of my pants, you know, kind of person. But with this trip, with my kids, with my exhaustion issues, I just knew I needed to plan a little bit differently than I normally do. And I'm really glad that I did. I mean, it's such an investment in time and money when you go to these parks. So I was thankful that my, gut told me, Mary, don't just be you. Don't just roll up and be like, okay, where do we go? Because how many people do that when they go to Disney, right? Loads of them. But with a little bit of extra planning, I was able to really give us a better experience for what we needed. All right, so I did not do my under eyes. I'm actually taking a lighter shade of the spray foundation for my under eyes. You can, of course, use concealer. I love concealer. I'm gonna shake it up. But recently, I've been really enjoying using spray foundation as my under eye brightening. So I'm just taking a damp blending bud, spraying that lighter shade of the spray foundation, and I'm just kind of bringing it in that inner corner. And this is the same spot that you'd be going with your concealer. Now, if you have like crepey or dry under eyes, this is going to be a great product that you might want to try because it is so light. A lot of people get folding and kind of caking in their concealer because they put too much on, and maybe they're putting it on top of their foundation. When you are thinking about your under eye skin, it's super thin. It's like paper thin. So you don't want to put too much weight on it. You know those commercials with paper towels, I bet it's Bounty or something, and they're like, here's ours versus the competition. Your under eye skin is like the competition, the weaker paper towel, and if you put too many layers of stuff on it, the foundation and very thick concealer and all these other things, it's just going to be too heavy and it's not going to be able to handle it. So if you're using regular concealer, You know, just really make sure you're working with a full coverage concealer. It's the kind that I sell is very, very good full coverage, but pat it and let it set. Don't gob it on. Less is more, and you can always add a little bit more. But what I love about the spray foundation is it already naturally is a very light, light thickness to it. So I don't have to worry about gobbing up, and it sets very quickly. And because it's raining outside, I kind of want something that's going to set quickly to kind of counteract all this humidity and the oils and situation going on in my skin. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, it was great. And then on Wednesday when we came back from our trip, we landed at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I sent my kids to school. And when I tell people that, they're like, you're so mean. But the thing is that my kids had already been up since 2 a.m. You know, and we had to get ready and head into the airport and everything, because Orlando, you need to be there 3 hours ahead of time. I mean, it's bananas. So they already were up. They had a lot of energy, and the last thing I wanted to do was bring them home while I'm trying to do my laundry and just kind of like breathe. And I know they would have been jumping off the walls. So I sent them to school. I'm that mom. Poor teachers. They didn't complain. The teachers didn't complain. They didn't say, how dare you? But they probably did at the dining table with their loved ones that night. There's this woman in Rhode Island. Well, they all live from Rhode Island. All right, so I took that lighter shade, put it all on my darkness. I took whatever was left and I kind of went down the center of my nose, around here in case you have redness. I like to do a little bit on my chin, a little bit here. And then I just take my foundation brush with whatever was left and I make sure that there's no harsh lines, blending once again. So I would like to know, if you're joining me a little later, what do you like to do on a rainy day? Have you already cleaned? And I usually don't like to clean, but on rainy days I like to be cozy, like to have comfy drinks, all that kind of stuff. I am going to go in with my pressed powder to kind of set this a little bit. There it is. So here's my pressed powder. This is just going to amp up the coverage a little bit more and also mattify this look a little bit. You can use the pressed powder foundation by itself as a foundation, or you can just use it to lightly dust and set your products. But I always recommend that you set your foundations, your cream and your liquid foundations with a little bit of either translucent setting powder, prime and set powder, or even pressed powder. It just really ups the staying power and the quality of your foundation. So Gloria says, on rainy days, she likes to read a book. I love that. Yeah, that's another big thing that I love to do, is read a book as well. And then I also wanted to make sure, in case you're joining me a little later, because I said this earlier, that on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so that's 4 p.m. Pacific, let's see, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, if you're free for 20 minutes, I would love to hang out and give you a coffee or a tea or a hot apple cider, because I'm going to be having a short, fun little event to kind of tell you a little bit more about my products and about the nonprofit that my company supports. And it's going to be fun, short, entertaining, and as a thank you, I'm going to be giving you a coffee card to either Starbucks or Dunkin', so that way you can either be drinking it while you're watching it in your jammies, cameras off. You don't have to talk. You and I would just be in a little chat together. Or you could get yourself coffee any other time that week, anytime you want. But coffee would be on me for a little thank you. So if you are free for 20 minutes, 7 p.m. this Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, there we go, I can do time. And you'd like it, just comment coffee below. You don't have to drink coffee. You can get yourself a latte, you can get yourself a tea, you can get yourself a chai. I'm a big chai person, big chai person. But I would love to hang out with you and let you know a little bit more about all the fun things that I got going on. No strings attached whatsoever, just coffee on me as a thank you for your time. I would love to hang out. Amy says rainy days are for reading, buried in blankets, and sipping on hot drinks. I couldn't agree more. So I just took a bronzer to kind of contour and add a little bit of dimension back into my face. I even put some on my nose. I'm going to blend this out a smidge. When you do more full coverage foundation like I have going on today, you do want to add in some definition back with either bronzer, blusher, or both. And I'm doing both. getting ready for Pokemon Club. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know if I'm supposed to bring their Pokemon cards. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll be real with you. Let's throw on some blush because I got to wrap this up so that I'm not late because Blake is bringing the kids to the library and I do not want him to be late. So this is the shade Surreal, keeping in with that kind of purple theme, and I'm just stippling it and I'm bringing it a little bit more upward. I'm a huge blush fan. Are you a blush person? Are you a bronzer person? Or do you not do either? I go super heavy with blush. I just think it's so fun, especially this time of year as I become part vampire. I need to add a little color back into my face. And I still look crazy. Like my eyes still don't look good. So if you are not someone who wears makeup regularly and you're looking at me and you're like, this isn't good, or if you ever were to try something like this at home, this is still not finished. So when you're doing a more thorough eyeshadow look, remember, it's not done until the fat lady sings. It's not done until you finish and you put on your mascara and your lipstick and then you're all good. All right, we got that going on. Blend it out with just a little brush that I had here. Whew, perfect. Let's wrap this look up, shall we? Gonna go in with some brows. I have my little brow pencil. I don't think I added this into the link, but if you do have any questions about the products that I'm using, I did include it in the comments section, except I forgot my brow pencil. But I personally have thick brows, so I need to comb through them to make sure that there's no foundation or eyeshadow or anything like that in there, because they are magnets. It's crazy. They're so thick and bananas. You can, of course, the other side of this has eyebrow pencil product in it, but I'm going to see if I want it or not, because sometimes my brows are thick enough. My silvers are popping through though, so sometimes they just need a little bit of product on them to make them come alive and not be silver. Any other silver friends have that issue where your brows are turning silver too? It is what it is. All right, so to finish up my eye look, I am going to use an eyeliner pencil in the shade Perfect, which is black. And this is just a regular pencil, which I should sharpen unless I have another one of them that is more sharpened. There we go, this one should work. There it is. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tight line. So I'm gonna go underneath my lashes right here on that waterline and wiggle this pencil in. This is a great technique for those of you who have smaller eyes or like limited lid real estate is what I like to call it. When you have hooded eyes and your lids are a little small and you don't want to take too much eyeliner, you really just kind of want to focus in the base of those lashes. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to enhance the fullness of your lashes. And that is going to help make your eyeshadow look pop a little bit more. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to do the bottom, I might do the bottom. I may not have time. Blake likes when I use black eyeliner on the bottom and I really make like a sultry look, but I am just going to Pokemon at the public library, so I don't think I need to look too sexy. Oh my goodness gracious, that man, he is hysterical. What were we doing the other day? Oh, we were taking photos. We were taking photos and I was like, should I wear the high heels or my sneakers? And he was like, high heels, they look so much better. And I said, of course you would say that. Of course you would say that because you just want me to look like all dolled up, which I appreciate because it's a photo. So I get it, but I was just like, I guess so. And then I quickly took them off. I keep my mascaras in my bra to warm them up. Warm mascara goes on smooth like butter, especially if your mascara is getting a little bit on the older side. Mascaras do need to be thrown away after 3 months of you opening it. It has the shortest shelf life of all of your makeup. So that was my lash primer, and I'm going to use my Twisted mascara. It comes with 2 wands. So one right here is the big one, and then if you spin above the silver, it's an itty bitty baby one. And what I have found is with this kind of oil issue that I'm dealing with now that the seasons are changing and my skin's getting a little oily, I personally have to wear waterproof mascara because of the oils on my face right now. But if I wear a lash primer, like I just put on before, that white thing, I don't need to. So this has been a game changer since the seasons have been changing for me. And I love the lash primer anyway. It's kind of like a daily deep conditioning treatment, keeps your lashes really separated. But especially now since I'm having this oily lid issue, oily face issue, I want to take care of it. Whew. got an eyelash. That means I get to make a wish. Can't tell you what I wish for, or else it won't come true. So this is the primer. Goes on like white mascara almost. Putting in all those lovely, nourishing things. I hope you're having an amazing day. Is the weather rainy where you are? Are you having a rainy day just like me? Because if you are, I hope you're doing something nice and cozy. I got on a nice cozy sweater. I'm gonna make myself a chai that I can bring to the library. I'm really trying to not buy myself too many coffees and chais and all those kind of things. I'm gonna be buying it for you though on Wednesday, if you're gonna be able to join me. But I definitely have fallen victim to finding reasons to go buy myself Starbucks or Dunkin', which is okay, but it shouldn't be happening as often as it does. So I just need to learn how to make my favorite drinks at home. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, I am going to put a little bit with that baby wand on these lower lashes right here, just a smidge. I like to do kind of just that outer portion of my eye when I don't have a lot of other stuff going on. And then we're gonna finish things up with a lip. I'm gonna do a nude lip because I have a lot of color on my eyes. When you do colorful eyes, you may wanna do more of a nude lip and vice versa. Make sure I've got no foundation. Now this is a limited edition shade. I did include it in the link in the comments. It's called Warm Hearted. It's a nude, kind of warm, peachy shade. And I'm doing the lip liner first. And then I'll go in with the same shade of lipstick. And I just kind of line the lips. I overline right here to make my lips look a little bit more symmetrical than they actually are. Do your lips look symmetrical? I never knew they didn't until I started wearing a lot of lipsticks. And I realized they were, but that's okay because most people's are. And then I'm gonna go in with the same lipstick. This is a matte lipstick. Let's see how we feel about this. Because I really want the lips, the eyes to be the star of the show. I want the eyes to kind of stand out. I am going to take whatever was left on this little crease brush and drag it underneath my lower lid. I do feel like it's missing something here. So taking shadow under your lid as opposed to an eyeliner is going to still keep your eyes looking nice and open. This is also a great tip if you have a lot of under eye creasing and wrinkles. This covers it up. It's magic. There we go. What do you think? What do you think of the look? So to finish it off, I am going to put a smidge of setting spray. I should have done that before I did my lashes, and let that dry. And once it does, it's going to lock it in place. I hope that you have an amazing day. Wish me luck at Pokemon Club with the kiddos, and I'll talk to you soon. Of course, thank you so much for tuning in to this Minute with Mary. If you ever have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am more than honored to be able to share tips and tricks with you to help you feel more confident and creative when it comes to your makeup and your skincare. And as I said earlier, if you're free Wednesday night, I want to have coffee with you virtually. It's 20 minutes. Coffee is on me. So just put coffee below and I will reach out. Take care. Bye.